child, Chloe, she's up in Brisbane, and we're driving up there tomorrow to see her. So, that's the most important stuff in the world is your family and those ones close to you.
Samantha Long, NBN News. A major drug bust has been made at Broadmeadow, with officers seizing more than 20 kilograms of cannabis yesterday. A quantity of steroids, ketamine and hydroponic equipment was also found. No one has been charged. He was an everyday hero, the organiser of a prominent drought relief drive in Lake Macquarie. But now he's facing charges of fraud and intimidation as police question where some of the funds have been spent.
He was a man on a mission to help a fellow Aussie or two. Shane Worrell mustered the masses in Lake Macquarie for fill a truck for a farmer. General supplies, large amounts of water and close to $90,000 were trucked out west.
People are rocking up crying, they've got tears in their eyes they can't believe, what's actually happening here. So the fact that every single thing here and every cent goes straight to the farmers.
But now police have concerns with the end location of some of the funds. Worrell was arrested on Friday and slapped with several fraud and intimidation charges. Police allege he was collecting donations without a charity licence.
We've got a number of charges before the court, and they relate to the way in which that money was expended on personal items. We will allege that a community member attempted to speak to the main organiser of that scheme about their concerns relating to the collection of that money and the expenditure of that money.
It's alleged Worrell intimidated that community member. Worrell has posted several videos on social media this week declaring what he may use the funds for.
I told them that if they were going to charge me, I'd have to use that money to represent myself. People want to sit here and say to me, why have you got $15,000 still in the bank? Well, I'll say to you, is the drought over?
During the investigation, it's also alleged he intimidated a senior constable and tried to obtain personal details about him. He's facing 7 charges and was granted conditional bail to reappear at Belmont Local Court on December 5.
Waste oil refinery company True Gain is once again in the spotlight for its former chemical dumping practices. Member for Maitland Jenny Atchison says the community has consistently told the New South Wales government there was a problem at this site and little action has been taken to remediate it. Her comments come after reports of the company's improper disposal of chemicals, including PFAS. It's a sad day for movie lovers after Event Cinemas officially announced Newcastle's iconic Tower Cinema will show its last film early next month. After decades of movie memories, for many, it's a major player lost in the world of art house cinema.
It's been the setting for first dates, film festivals and blockbusters for almost 50 years. But today, the final chapter was announced for a Newcastle icon.
It's actually really devastating. They've got different shows that other cinemas don't actually play, so it's going to be quite disappointing that they're not going to be open anymore.
I haven't been in a very long time. I used to go when I was younger, but I think it will be a loss.
It all began in the early 70s, a timeless character that would go largely untouched for decades. When Newcastle lost many of its art house cinemas, Humble Heights came to the rescue. It gave an alternate cinematic experience, introducing screen captions in 2005 for the hearing impaired. Also acting as a community meeting place, a festival hotspot. Just this weekend, the Italian Film Festival and an international animation festival will entertain audiences.
Tower Cinemas have been a fantastic friend to us and to the festival. It's very, very sad to learn that this would be the last time that they will be able to host the International Animation Festival.
An uncertain future for staff, Event Cinemas stated the decision was made to reinvest in other venues in the region. The end credits will roll on December 5th. Lauren Kemp, NBN News.
It's been described as the way of the future for transport, and now Newcastle could have driverless vehicles on the roads sooner than expected. As part of Newcastle Council's Smart Cities program, it's seeking proposals from qualified operators to start trials early next year. The shuttles would carry around 12 people at a time and go through at least a year-long safety testing period. Still to come, more than 100,000 people told to flee as wildfires devastate California.
customers collect double Flybuys points at Coles supermarkets. Every shop, every day.
Double Flybuys points.
That's a good deal. Double Flybuys points on chicken for dinner. Double Flybuys points every time I shop.
Plus, the more products you have, the more points you collect. Search Little Red Quote today. Make your insurance count with double Flybuys points.
Every time I shop.
Good things are happening at Coles.
Spotlight has a huge range of curtains, blinds, fabrics and custom made. Get 40% off all curtain and upholstery fabrics by the metre. Exclusions apply. Spotlight has a huge range of curtains, blinds, fabrics and custom made.
The big telcos saw my business as a number, and apparently we weren't big enough.
From their perspective, we were just a drop in the ocean.
To our last telco, we were practically invisible. But with Vodafone, you get a personal account manager when you have 10 or more connections, so we're treated like one of the big guys.
You shouldn't have to be big to be treated better. Switch your business to Vodafone. We see you.
Ever get the feeling you're seeing the same thing over and over? Are your eyes playing tricks? Is the world sending you a message? Or does it just mean Ford has a year-end bonus for you?
Buy a selected Ranger, Everest or Escape now and not only get our standard 5-year warranty, but also until December 31, up to 5 years of free scheduled servicing.
See the new range for yourself at your participating Ford dealer now.
Come on then. What happened?
Got detention. Just a girl's skirt.
What? That's it.
Doesn't she know that's just boys being boys?
Yeah, I mean, I've already accepted that as I grow up, I'll probably be...
Sorry. That's not what I meant.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Why cook when you can create? Create one-pot wonders and midweek marvels. Create a dinner table of living, breathing dishwashers. Masterfoods. Make dinner time matter.
The world is full of different hair. Pantene, the #1 in conditioning, has a range of Pro-V conditioners, from bone conditioner with Air Life to 3-minute miracle that's rich and nourishing. For 100% stronger hair, Pantene.
Very sorry.
And we're gonna get his phone, out of you.
The important thing is that we're gonna make you better.
Okay, here's how to make butter. Pour 2/3 cup cold heavy.
Snickers satisfies.
A wildfire emergency stretching across California has turned deadly, with at least 9 people killed in the disaster. An entire town has been wiped out and more than 150,000 people ordered to evacuate as flames roared towards their homes.
Los Angeles, its northern suburbs, ablaze. Along the coast, flames snaking down the canyons into Malibu, where many of the Hollywood stars call home, and thousands were ordered to get out. The flames were indiscriminate. Homes, whole neighbourhoods, multi-million-dollar mansions, all destroyed.
I didn't realise my house gone too. It's shocking.
On the outskirts of LA, just streets from yesterday's mass shooting in Thousand Oaks, which killed 12 people, hugs meant a whole lot more today. This firefighter's home among the many lost in the wildfire disaster.
It's another beautiful house. It's gone. It's crazy.
Summer wildfire season is over here in California, but this time of year is historically a lot more dangerous. What we are seeing is very low humidity teaming up with these powerful Santa Ana desert winds whipping up what's turning out to be the perfect firestorm.
In California's north, the people of the town with that hopeful name of Paradise, driven out by flames, returning this morning to find 2,000 homes, shops, churches and more all gone. Paradise lost.
Fire burned from one house to the next house to the next house until they're pretty much all gone.
The fire arrived so quickly, thousands of locals barely made it out alive, and many didn't, trapped in their cars with simply nowhere to go.
We are evacuating Paradise, California. We can't even see. We don't know where the fire is. So please pray for us that we get out of here, okay?
As flames barreled toward the coast, reality star Kim Kardashian gathered her children and joined the thousands on the slow drive from Malibu.
Right now,
Caitlyn Jenner's home, featured here on the family reality show, was right in the path of the fire and burned to the ground.
We're safe. At a safe house.
The threat is still imminent. After a long, hot summer, the fire-ravaged state of California still has a long night ahead. In Los Angeles, Lizzie Pearl, NBN News.
the former Marine who shot dead 12 people in a Californian bar was posting about his rampage on social media in between firing his gun. Police have since had the post taken down. Today, as the Thousand Oaks community mourns the tragedy, US President Donald Trump didn't mince his words.
He's a very sick, it's a mental health problem. He is a very sick puppy. He was a very, very sick guy.
Police are still trying to work out a motive for the attack. Several businesses on Sydney's lower North Shore have been destroyed after fire engulfed a building at Otarman. The blaze broke out late last night. 45 firefighters working to put out the flames. No one was inside. The cause is unclear. Suicide bombers have set off 2 car explosions outside a hotel in Somalia, killing at least 17 people. The blast could be seen from kilometres away as panicked locals race to the scene to help the injured. At this stage, nobody has claimed responsibility for the blasts. Flash flooding has turned the dry streets of Petra in Jordan into a raging river, sending tourists scrambling to safety. At least 4 people died when the water gushed through the ancient city. Thousands have since been evacuated while heavy rain continues to batter the area. A whale carcass has created a feeding frenzy for dozens of great whites off South Australia's coast. The sharks were spotted around 20 kilometres offshore. Locals are steering clear of the area. The whale is believed to be a rare sperm whale, likely to have died from natural causes. Tomorrow, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, commemorations will mark the end of the First World War 100 years ago. Across the country, the armistice will be remembered by the ringing of church and town hall bells, as it was a century ago.
It's an age-old way of spreading the news. And in 1918, when the bells of St Andrews echoed across the city, it was to mark the end of fighting in France. Just as it still does today, the sound drew people in and off the streets.
The prayers of that service, they're marked by deep emotion. Thanksgiving that the war is over, that peace has come, but a deep sense of the great cost of peace.
St Andrew's Cathedral with a flag that flew at Gallipoli. Its choristers and stained glass will be an historic backdrop to Sunday's remembrance service.
The Governor and the Premier will be here, the Lord Mayor will be here.
Parts of the service will draw on the original Thanksgiving, a copy found in the cathedral's records. Inside, the sandstone cathedral remains the same. Outside, Sydney has changed in the last century.